Hey guys, so it is April 14th. It's Tuesday. I didn't trade Thursday, Friday, or Monday. I had a lot going on, running around, all that type of stuff. So today, we're finally back on the charts, and the charts look crazy. I was looking at it, and what we did in since October, we basically recovered more than half of that in 2 weeks. Literally since April started. So I'm excited to see literally where we're headed, because so far we're almost at all-time high, which is the highest price has ever been on NASDAQ. We're almost there. We're literally like 300 points away, and it's been moving hundreds of points. So I'm excited to see how it's gonna go. The resistance levels have not been holding much of nothing, because price has just been pushing. And I'm not mad at it. So the first thing we need to do is adjust our trend line. Okay. Yeah, so this is the daily. On the daily, we have a strong buying candle yesterday. Didn't even wick. Strong buying candle, and then we opened up with buyers still in control. Okay, so 4 hour. Yeah, so like I said, just going up, going on up. They did find some support right here, but still going on up. 1 hour, yeah, so they did find this area of support right here. It looks like price hasn't came back and tapped this area. This area has been tapped, but there's 2 areas on the 1 hours that could be an area for price to come back to and then continue up. Now I'm hoping, because we're in the middle of 2 key levels, price will just move smoothly. And this trend line wouldn't cause too much of a problem, but we'll see. So on the 15, we have a low, we have a high, have a higher low, have a higher high. This candle broke this, created this zone. It tapped this zone with this area. So a higher low, because this was the low. So this is a higher low, then a higher high. This candle came out of this little zone, but this zone hasn't been tapped. This zone has been tapped. This is the last zone, honestly. It looks like price is actually headed out from that zone. But yeah, so it's clearly an uptrend. And then this is the 5 minute. Right now it's holding this zone right here. Is it, or this one? It might be this zone. The candles are all in this zone. So we have this zone, this 5 minute demand zone. On the 5 minute, we also have this one, and then we also have this one. I'm curious to see if it's going to come all the way back down here, because it never tapped this zone. And price like to do stuff like that, so. So we're going to go ahead and just mark that up, just in case. So we have 2 zones, because price is closing all within this zone here. Not to say it can't come out of it, but we don't really like to see this. Sometimes this turns into an invalidation. So I'm not too eager to place a trade unless we get a close outside the zone. So far, we haven't had that. We do have this tiny zone here. I don't know. I don't want to put too much stuff on the screen. So I'm going to just keep an eye on it. It actually did get tapped a few times. But if we're being honest, hold on. I just need to see it. Yeah, anyways. So yeah, this is our setup for the morning. We're looking for a candle to close outside the zone, and then we will be going for buys. This is a simple, easy to read type of day. Price is continuously going up. So there is an opportunity for a trade today. The price action is clear. So let's see. Market opens in about, it's 9:22, so market opens in about 8 minutes. So I'll come back when market opens. I can actually, let's go over our trading checklist. So as far as the market structure, we are currently on an uptrend. I already pointed it out. We have a low, we have a high, we have a, well, let me go from the beginning. Let's go on 15. So we have a low, we have a high, we have a higher low, a higher high, higher low, higher high. So as of right now, we also have a higher low. So this is indicating a bullish uptrend, buyers being in control, right? Then for our indication, we need price to push higher. Since we're going for buys or bullish or uptrend, we need price to indicate it wants to push higher. So the last previous high that we had was here. This was the last previous high that we had. Let's make our little line. In order for price to indicate it wants to push higher, it needs to break this structure. This candle broke this high, right? It broke this structure. It pushed higher, right? So did we get an indication that price wanted to push higher? Yes, we did. This candle broke this high. And then that gave us a zone. So this candle pushed out of this zone. This zone is the previous candle of the opposite color. So the previous candle of the opposite color created this zone here. Okay? So now that we have our zone, we have to wait for price to come back and tap our zone. And then we decide which entry. So did it tap? So price pushed up, came back, and yes, we did get the tap. So yes, it tapped. Now we choose our entry. Aggressive. Once it tapped, somebody would be in all of this right now. And they would be safe because it's still within their stop loss. All of this would be your stop loss. Until it invalidates, then it would hit their stop loss and they'll be kicked out the trade. So it looks like anyways. So that's usually aggressive. High risk, high reward. So it's now tapping into this smaller zone here. I'm trying to see if it's going to fully invalidate. Conservative trade is it taps into the zone, push out, and closes outside of the zone. So if we're looking for buys, we're looking for a close at the top to continue higher. If we're looking for sells, we're looking for a close at the bottom to continue lower. That's conservative. Also, if price tapped here, started moving on up, that will also be a conservative. If you don't want to wait till the candle close because the momentum is just going, you can jump in. That's conservative. This is invalid. Let me just actually, I can't put it back. Okay. Let me see if it's going to invalidate this zone or respect it. This is that zone that actually caught my eye. Market opens in 3 minutes. So this is I just want to see if it's going to respect it or invalidate. Because this is the one that really caught my eye. Since the other ones were all closing inside, that kind of gave invalidation was coming. But this one had gotten the close, yeah, like right, like it was close. So, nope, it's gonna come for this one. That's perfect. So we need to get ready. Oh, this about to be a candle open type of trade. I usually don't trade candle opens, but this is a beautiful setup. Like, this is a beautiful setup. I usually don't trade candles open. But this is a setup you can't deny. This is a candle you can't deny. A setup you can't deny. Okay. So yeah, so that's conservative, the close outside of the zone. So for example, if this candle was to close outside the zone, that would be a conservative entry. Or this, like I said, it being all the way down here and pushing up like this is also a conservative entry because it's momentum coming outside of the zone. It's now outside of the zone. So that's conservative. The candle still has a minute, but if you wanted to enter because it pushed outside of the zone, that's how that would work for conservative as well. Then safe would be once this candle closed, the next candle, once it pushes above the high of the previous candle, then you enter. That's safe. Those are the three different types. Now, if the candles never come back and touch the zone, like look how these never came and tapped, that's not an entry. You have to wait for the candles to tap into the zone. So those are the different type of traders there are. I'm more so conservative. Sometimes I do aggressive depending on how it looks. And sometimes I do safe depending on how it looks. This one has a lower reward because sometimes it's farther away from the zone, but it is safe. And then the aggressive has a higher reward, but it's also a higher risk because say you get in here, but the zone is this big, these two put together, you're risking all of that. Even if it still goes in your favor, you're risking a lot more. So that's, whoa, market definitely opened. Y'all see how it barely tapped? That's why I don't trade market open. That's why I don't trade market open. Let's pull it up. Let's put in our contracts. We have 12777. Let's put in our contracts. They tried to leave us. Like, they said, oh, let's do it before they blink. Like, hello? I guess we gotta wait for a new break instruction, because what was that? What was that? You know when market opens, it just goes crazy. Okay, let me charge my phone. Let me charge my phone. Huh? Is it gonna come back and give us a respectful tap? Like, that wasn't even respectful. That was disrespectful. Like, what? That just pissed me off. Because what? Okay. So as I was saying, this closed outside the zone. This will be conservative entry. And then the push above this candle. So right about here, you'll enter. That'll be safe. We way too far. This is way too far. Like, this is way too far. Because if it pulled back, I got to go through all of that. And then, no. So yeah, now, since it already did what it wanted to do in a blink of an eye, we just have to wait for a new break of structure. So we need price to break this previous high here. Once it does that, it'll create us a new zone. We'll wait for the tap, and then we can enter. And yeah, so let's wait for it. It's about to happen, actually. Okay, so it just created a new high. It came out of this zone here, so I'm going to just move this up. I guess they considered that a tap, but whatever. Now we wait for a price to come back, tap us in, and we get in. So this was our breaker structure. I'm sure we can find an entry on the 1 minute because of the type of candle it is. Yeah. But I would prefer price to come down here instead of forcing it. See, it's already tapping into that zone on the 1 minute. Okay. Yeah, it's already tapping into the 1 minute zone. Trying to decide if I want this entry or not, depending on if it closed. Okay, it's already pushing. This might be my entry. Okay, let's wait to see what happens. Let's wait till candle close. Because it does look like price want to just keep pushing. Yeah, it does. It closed outside, so I'm getting in. I'm in, y'all. I'm in. Price definitely wants to keep pushing. Let me look on the 5. See what I'm already at the 1-to-1. Jesus. It's supposed to be. Okay, well, it's gone, y'all. A 1-to-2, I guess. It's definitely gone. I'm gonna save my profits because profit is definitely about to, yeah, come back and tap. Okay, we saved our profits on that one. I should have got out at the 1-to-1, but looks like it's coming back down to this 5-minute zone. So let's get ready for that. So for that one, we got $5. We were able to save $5, y'all. We were able to make $5 after being up $3.50, but it's okay. It's okay. A better entry would be down here. That's if it wants to come all the way back down here. I don't know what it wants to do, actually. Because this is why you stay in the trade. But the trade, just know the trade could go in the opposite direction. But usually this is why you stay in the trade. Because it did not invalidate that zone. But I figure it's going to invalidate and come back and tap this 5-minute zone. So I got out. But let's see. It's using the same zone again. Don't. It's closing in the zone. That's so funny. We managed to save $5. Oh. That was a crazy rejection, though. Where is those lines? That 1 minute zone is heating back up. That's crazy. That's crazy. Right back to where we were. That's insanity. That's insanity. Y'all see why y'all hold until it hits stop loss completely? That's insanity. Got a new zone. Now the zone is huge. But at least it's on the 5 minute, so. That's really crazy. It's closing near the zone. So I want to make sure I can be able to get in near the zone. Yeah, so I'm going to get in because I want to make sure I can stay as close to the zone as possible. Even if we're in drawdown. How big is this zone? 44 points. That's not bad. Oops. Hold on, I'm moving the wrong thing. I'm just trying to make this a 101. Okay, we're in it. Let's try to redo that. We just hopped out. We just hopped out the first time. That's funny. Okay. Okay, so there's like a few different things going through my head. The first thing is we do have room to this resistance. So I want to see if I could just hold the trade to the resistance. But I don't know how long that's going to take. The second thing is we do have an untapped 5 minute zone. The way price is struggling is making me wonder, is it going to have to come back, tap the zone to continue higher? Doesn't have to, but just wondering based on, oh, hold on y'all, let's stop. Based on how price is moving. If so, we're still in this trade and we'll be stopped here. But then after that, I can't take any more trades. And I'm slightly wondering if that's what's going to happen. Did the buyers reach their, like, plateau, I guess? But if it takes me out the trade just to tap here and continue up, I will be upset. I would be upset. I would have to risk more if I wanted to see this one play out, just to stay in the trade. But let's see. We need pressure to push above this previous candle. So as we inch our way up to this one to one, I think I'm gonna get out. And that'll just be the trade for the day, honestly. I do feel like we can get all the way up here, but like I always say, as bad as I be wanting to hold these trades longer, I just have not trained my nervous system to sit in all of this. I feel like, sorry, Noah's having some fun. Okay, so as I was saying, as we inch to this one to one, I haven't trained my nervous system to be able to sit and hold something as long and big as this, especially since we're inching our way and not like moving with momentum. So I don't know if I'm going to sit through. I'm not even gonna say I don't know. I'm not going to sit and wait for price to go all the way up here. I do believe it can because we don't have any major levels in between here. It just seems like it's taking a sweet time, and that's okay. This will be one of those things where I'll just set it and close my computer and leave it, like set my alerts, have it take me out once it hits. But again, I haven't trained my nervous system to do that. As I was saying, I don't even know what I was saying anymore, but I missed it. It hit and I missed it. So, I do believe it can push. I do believe it can make it up here. I won't be sitting, for that, but just know that that is very possible. It's really playing. It's really playing. Like, it should have been pushed above that. Should have been pushed above. Like, why is price doing this? Of all the things it could do. Mind you, I want to sit and be a part of it. But you see what happens when, let me not. I'm telling my brain that, so let me not. You just got to have a little bit more patience. 10:30, we'll see where it's at. This candle closes in 30 seconds, but... Oh, okay. Oh. Look at me being a part of a little something. Okay, now, y'all. See, then my nerves just get, I don't know, y'all. I'm not ready to sit in something like this just yet. But yeah, that's the trade. I feel like we still can aim for here. We got out here. I know it's gonna get disrespectful, but hey, did I get out? I didn't get out? Okay, now I'm out. Y'all, am I out or not? Yes. Okay, we're out. Yay! We did it, y'all. We did it again.
Yeah, you got money.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, so that is the trade for the day. We did enter like a smaller trade on the 1 minute, like back, where was it? This one right here. Yeah, this candle created this zone, came. We got out somewhere on this candle, but we were up $5. This candle created a new high, so this was the zone, this big candle that we got out on. And we held it. We didn't jump out like we did the first time. Because if we would have stayed in here, we would have been way up even more. But because we jumped out, we had a different entry. We got a different entry, which was here. We sat in drawdown for a bit, and now price is pushing up. That is the trade for the day. We hit a 1-to-1. Like I said, we could go higher. We do have up until this resistance, so anything could happen. But that's the trade for the day. I will see you guys tomorrow.